So how's it going, Pat?
So you're ready to rumble.
I am ready to rumble. My tummy is a rumbly.
Didn't you just eat dinner?
I did.
What did you have?
I ordered from a pizza place, so I got some Italian food.
What'd you get?
Specifically some pasta, with some chicken, some good
Was
carbs.
it white sauce? Red sauce?
Red sauce.
Oh, the red sauce.
Yeah. I love it when the red water comes out.
Oh, God. Are we recording?
We are.
Welcome, everyone, to the What Do the Gays Think podcast. I'm gay number 1, Pat, and I'm joined by my co-host, gay number 2, because first is the worst and second is the best.
I thought it was going to be
Matt.
because, number 2 is for shit. And I'm pretty shit, to be honest.
So does that make me piss?
Yeah. Or pissed, just perpetually pissed off.
I'm pissed that I was trying to give you a compliment and you just derailed it.
You called me number 2. How is
And
that
then
a
I
compliment?
said, okay, when you listen to this episode later, you can hear what I said, because I was like, joined by my co-host, gay number 2, Matt, because first is the worst and second is the best.
Oh.
Oh.
Never mind.
So
I retract everything then.
how are you?
I'm doing amazing. I just got back from Colossal Con East, which is like this anime convention. It's like one of my first, doing these convention type things since COVID started. And I mean, as everyone knows who've listened to this podcast, I am vaccinated with Moderna, but I was still wearing my mask and being a good citizen.
Nice. How are your testicles?
They're a little bit swollen.
But we'll get to that in the next episode.
We'll get to that in the next
don't worry.
episode. Yeah, this is episode number 51, right after our lovely 50th episode.
Our live Twitch special, which now can be obviously listened to and watched on both podcasting platforms and YouTube.
Yes. Good on you promoting our podcast. My goodness.
Whoa, yeah, I'm just trying my best here. So today, also, I'm doing fine, by the way. Thank you for asking.
Well, I was busy, regaling you about CCE or Colossal
Right.
Con.
I want to ask a couple quick questions about that. So,
Ooh, okay.
So is it like, because I know some conventions are for like gaming, some are for anime, some are for all, some are for none. Was it like mostly an anime thing? Was it a gaming thing? Was it a mishmash mosh?
This was definitely more of an anime convention. Definitely one of the smaller ones. You've been to Anime Next. That was before COVID. I would say it was probably smaller than Anime Next was.
Okay.
They had the nice artist alley. They had the dealer's room where you could buy stuff.
Yeah.
They had the arcade. There's a couple of panels, but generally I think everything was a little bit tinier. But I think the fun part of Colossal Con is the water park.
Yes, I saw. I was like, so for those of you who don't know, Matt and Jackie left me and didn't invite me. And I've been letting Matt and Jackie know that they didn't invite me probably every day since they left, even before they left. And at one point, Jackie sent me a snap, or someone sent me a snapper that was on Instagram of them at a water park. And then I totally, for a second, forgot where you had gone and was like, where the fuck are they? Because I was like, it's literally a water park. And I was like, convention, water park? I'm not seeing where the connection is here. But I saw the water park. It looks lovely.
Yeah.
Did you get wet?
I did get wet.
Okay. And then the other question I had for it was, did you have fun?
Yeah, I did have fun. You know what? I didn't get drunk, though. I think I told you this.
Yes, you did.
I don't know what it was. So at the place where this was, the Kalahari Resort place, they have these like massive Kalahari cups, and the drinks are just like, so it's supposed to be really strong. So they put like 6 or 7 shots in the drinks, but it's also like a lot of sugar and like it's so I don't know what happened. Like the big drinks weren't really getting me drunk. I feel like the sugar did something to me, and I was like, what is happening to me? So I couldn't get drunk either day in which we were really drinking, which was fine. I was fine with being sober. But when everyone was like really drunk and partying, I was like, I'm abandoning this and going to the arcade, and that's what I did.
Right. I just love how you'd be like, you know, I am fine being sober. Don't get the wrong idea that I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
am
yeah.
fine being sober. You know what's funny? The last two times I like went out to party, the vibe wasn't there to get drunk. Like it just wasn't.
Mm.
I wasn't feeling the vibe to get drunk. Like either it just the vibes weren't there to like party, or the vibes weren't there with the alcohol. Because I went out this weekend, yesterday, to celebrate one of my friend's birthdays. We went to his place. He had a couple people over. There were drinks, and I just wasn't. I wasn't vibing.
You weren't vibing?
I got really tired too, and I was like, you
Oh.
know what? I just want to sleep.
That's where you pull
And
the Red Bull vodkas out.
they had Red Bull. I don't know about vodka. I'm sure there was vodka somewhere, but maybe I told you. I'm pretty sure I did. I'm having some blood pressure issues
Yes,
recently.
you did tell me that.
So on a blood pressure medication, I shouldn't be drinking that much anyway. But
Okay.
also, I don't want to, I don't want to mess with it just yet until I get a good handle on it. So, energy drinks. I'm trying to cut out a lot of caffeine to kind of, see if I can get a little healthier.
Yeah.
Mm,
Bless.
Bless, yeah. I mean, as if you're on YouTube, you'll get the special sneak peek of this lovely stationary bike behind me,
Ah.
that I've been trying to ride daily.
Oh my God.
Um,
I've been wanting to purchase a bike. Which one did you get?
it's called the Xterra. It's a very basic uh, bike. It has a tension setting,
Mm-hmm.
and it has basically, tracks your distance. It tracks what it thinks you're burning in calories, but I don't trust it. I just use my Apple Watch because I think it's a little more accurate. And then it'll try to track your pulse, but there's like something you grip on to track the pulse. It's not
Right.
accurate. That's really not
Yeah.
accurate. But really, all I need it for is the tension and the time. Really, not even the time. I just need a tension bike because I like to increase the tension over time.
Oh.
Burn off some calories, sweat a little bit.
You and I are so in sync because I also want to get one as
Well,
well.
I think Kel bought this one. I think this is one of the cheaper ones, and it works just fine. So it's Xterra, Xterra.
Xterra, and now I have this, forever on audio recording, in which I can go back and reference.
I know. I mean, perfect. So I've been trying to do that every day. But anyway, let's get to our topic.
Right. We've been chatting for like 7 minutes, which is fine,
Oh,
about
I love
something
to.
unrelated.
You know what's funny though? It feels like it's been so long since we recorded.
Oh well,
So
you know what it
I just
has.
wanted a moment with my friend, with my gal. Catch up.
My gal,
Yeah.
welcome over.
I'd like to think that our fans aren't just interested in topics, but also interested in us. So I'd like to give them a little.
What fans?
Okay, so our topic today, clearly, as we've been talking about it for months now, in the lead up to its release, because we've been talking about the singles, we've been talking about the man, the myth, the legend, Little Nas X, and now his album Montero is fully out.
Yes.
First question:
Ah.
where were you at Friday midnight when it dropped?
I was actually at Colossal when it dropped. Midnight. Where was I? I think I was in the arcade, playing some games, and then I was like, "Oh my God, the album! It's out!" I think I stayed
Yes.
at the arcade for like another hour or so, but then that night I was like, "Let me listen to it." So I laid in bed, I put my headphones in, I was listening to it, and then I fell asleep because I was tired.
Listen, some of the songs are a bit on the slow side, so I won't shame you for falling asleep.
It's true, but then eventually I did listen to the whole thing.
Yes,
I did fall asleep to it, but that's fine.
that's fine. No shame, no judgment here. Although if you hadn't listened to the whole thing, I would have retracted your gay.
My gay card.
So I mean, I keep it in my wallet right behind my vaccine card.
You can't retract my gay card. My gay card
I
is
would.
permanently etched into my body.
Where is it etched though?
Women's secret.
Woman's secret. So it came out, and I saw it pop up on my Spotify, and then I was so tired I just went to bed because I was like, I don't want to listen to it if I'm like half asleep. So then that morning, put it on for my shower, put it on while I was getting ready, then listened to it in the car and listened to it all day, just kind of on repeat, shuffle, getting me through
Bless.
my work day. And so I guess at the top, since we're at the top of the conversation, so bless you, my God.
My goodness.
God. Matt has listened to it at least once full, completely.
Yes.
Top to bottom, left to right, in and out. And I've listened to it multiple times. So what if you had to give it a score out of 10 right now? If you're not held to this, you're not beholden to this score. This could change. Your feelings could change by the end of this podcast. It could change in the next second.
It's true.
It is true. People can change. It's true.
It's true.
So what is this? What did you do out of 10? What would you give it?
I think I would give it a good, solid 8 out of 10.
Oh,
very
that's
solid.
Nice. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I would give it a 7.
Okay.
Which is still good. It's still good.
Well, but you're Mr. Perfectionist, and you're like, I don't give anything a 10 out of 10 because I'm a bitch.
Okay. Listen. Let me do a little aside.
Okay.
Whenever anyone critiques anything, whether it's on this podcast or whatever, I feel like you have to critique it multiple times. In multiple rooms, in multiple states of mind, because, the first time you watch something, it could be amazing. And then the next time you watch it, you realize there were things you didn't catch the first time that either make it better or worse. So you have to kind of let things digest. So I like asking you, like, what's your initial, feeling about it? And then maybe later, next week, 2 weeks from now, I'll ask you again, and maybe it'll change, maybe it won't.
Maybe.
Yeah, so like mine, the score could go up, the score could go down. But I don't think it's going to go down. I think it might go up, but I don't think it's going to go down. So
yeah,
we had the 3 singles, right?
Yeah.
Montero, Call Me By Your Name, Industry Baby, and Sun Goes Down. We've already kind of talked to them at length, so I think we're just going to skip those 3. But I think we agreed that they were good songs.
Yes, I liked all 3 of them.
Yeah, they've given you different moods. One's giving you sex. Well, Industry Baby also gives you sex if you watch the video.
Yeah.
But Industry Baby's like just a good old-fashioned like jam, I think. And then Sun Goes Down gives you the feels.
Oh, yeah. Sun Goes Down gave me so many feels, especially that video, too. I felt that.
Oh, the Taco Bell scene. I felt seen.
I felt seen.
I wish I worked at Taco Bell when I was growing up.
I don't wish that.
Quick question. So the title of the album is Montero, right?
Yeah.
Lil Nas's name is Montero.
Yeah, I love it.
And the first single was Montero, Calling By Your Name. Now, Calling By Your Name is in parentheses, but that's the title everyone refers to the song as. Why don't we just call the song Montero? Why does everyone call it Calling By Your Name?
Well, I think it's because Call Me By Your Name is a lyric, actually, like, that's in the song, I guess.
I know, but, like, can we just also say there's something I love when artists do self-titled albums, like when they use their name or the band's group as the title of the album, because it's just so... I think that, at least one method of it is being like, this album or this song represents us or me at its like totality. So having his first album be like self-titled, his actual name and not his like stage name Lil Nas X, I think that's just so... I hope the album represents him as like I think it does, as like a versatile performer, because as we get into the songs, the track list is very versatile in how the songs sound.
Just like me.
Just like him, I'm assuming,
in
too.
the bedroom.
Okay. So would you agree, though? Like, I know you only listened to all of the songs once full through, but like, you got range. You even got range in the singles, which I thought was nice.
Yeah, I felt that a lot of them were, low key, giving you the feels, and then a lot of them were like, let's bop it out, and I was like, heck yeah.
Yeah. So I saw a perfect meme that kind of encapsulated it. It was like, I retweeted it on our Twitter, in case anyone follows us, at WDTGT Podcast. And maybe you saw it, I don't know. But it was like first half of Montero and second half, and the first half was a pink house right next to a completely black house.
Yeah.
So the first half is very upbeat and lit, and the second half is a little more in your feels or like slowed down, which I think is nice, that dichotomy.
Yeah.
So I think what we'll do first is run through the track list and just I'll give my thoughts and opinions, and you can give the ones that you stood out to you.
Yeah.
And then we can kind of sum it up at the end with maybe like favorite songs, worst songs, whatever. So we're going to skip the singles though. So Montero is the title track, first song. We're going to skip it. We both love it. Great. Title 2. Track 2, Dead Right Now. Do you care? Do you live? Do you live?
Do I live?
Yeah, do you live?
I was vibing to it. It's probably not like my favorite song on the whole thing. But yeah, I think it's a vibe.
Yes. So let me just pull up the lyrics really quick because I pulled up lyrics to some of them, but not all of them. And this was one I didn't pull up, but I did want to talk about a couple of the lyrics. I'm so sorry. Okay. So I don't know if I'm right about this, but the song seems like he's talking about, um, I guess, like him becoming an artist and having like when he was younger, becoming an artist and having to deal with like his, I think, mother and father, and basically when he became really popular and really famous, people started like calling him, being like, "Hey, I heard you got famous. Like,
Hey.
hey, Link," and he's basically like, "You weren't in my life before. You're not going to be in my life now," kind of
Right.
thing. I think that's a lit message. I vibed with it a lot. I think a theme in this, a couple of the songs at least, are very much his relationships with his parents, and I, having a somewhat contentious relationship with one of my parents, I was like, oh, it speaks to me.
It speaks.
It speaks. So I think it's good. I like it.
Yeah,
I
I thought it
mean,
was a vibe.
it's kind of sad because there's a verse where he says, I'm not going to say all the lyrics because I can't as a white man. Basically, he's talking about his mom saying, like, she said she was going to stop messing around with some dude. Told me she was clean, but she's lying. Told me that she loved me, but I didn't believe her. She'd get hit me, when she was drunk, and she would lie to me, or say things like, I'm not pretty. I'm not even that N word. I'm not even that like guy. I'm not even that good. So I just thought it was really sad. but
No.
also, but also like his realization of like, I'm gonna treat you like like you're dead right now. I think that's lit.
Well, I like the message, yes.
Yeah.
Treating people like they're dead right now.
I will say that there was an article a while back about how people like saw his mom out and about, and she was not doing so well. She was down on her luck, and they were kind of calling out Lil Nas like, "Why don't you treat your mother better? You have all this money." And I was like, "You don't know his relationship with his mother."
That's true.
And this album clearly shows that it's not a good relationship, and she was not the best mother. So if he wants to distance himself, like just because he's like rich and famous doesn't mean he has to suddenly like forgive and forget everything that someone has done to him.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If I became rich and famous, I would not give my money to all of people to people that I don't want to. Like,
you're already rich.
I'm not famous, though.
You're not famous. Not yet. Not until this podcast.
I wouldn't say that I'm rich. I'd say that I'm comfortable with my job, that is.
Yes, you're very comfy.
I'm comfy. But no, I wouldn't just give money out to people that, like, I don't have a good relationship with. Like that's not how it works.
Yeah, no, I think it's healthy to have a boundary,
Yeah.
That's what my therapist says, at least. Healthy to have boundaries.
Wow.
The third song is Industry Baby. We already talked about it. We like it. And then, of course, I think a song we both love, That's What I Want. He released, so this was I assume this will be either like the fourth single, maybe, or just like, this was the song that got released with the album that has a full music video. You watched the music video, I watched the music video. What do you think of both the song and the video?
Okay, I think the song is my favorite on the album. I think it is.
Lit. Love it.
I think it is. Even above, like I said, I liked Montero, I liked Industry Baby. I like some of the other songs. I think That's What I Want is my favorite. I was jamming to it. And that video was so sad. It was so sad.
Yeah, because I feel like the song is kind of sad because it's him describing that he wants all these things. He wants love, he wants compassion, he wants passion, He wants sex, he wants romance. And then the video gives it context where like he has all of these things and then realizes the man he was having it with was lying to him about having a family.
Yeah.
And that last scene in the church, I mean,
I was so sad. I was like, I can't believe I thought I was watching this video to see the sexy scenes, and then here I was.
He gives you the full spectrum of emotion because it starts, with like this sort of like, ooh, steamy hookup in the gym locker room. Like, who hasn't fantasized about that? And then it gets to him like just like camping with his boyfriend, and they're having their moments, Brokeback Mountain moment.
Yeah. And
then he's fucking closeted or straight, or he just lies about who he is, and then Lil Nas goes on a bender.
Oh, yeah.
And then I guess either dies or has a dream sequence or something of him in a wedding dress, just mascara pouring down his face. I just was like...
Can I just say also iconic? as well. Little Nas in a wedding dress, iconic.
Yeah, I at the end of this episode, I'd like to talk about just like we can wrap a bow on the marketing and the presentation of the album.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I want. Loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked it myself. Thought it was fun. Then the Art of Realization is next, and that's not a song. That's more like an interlude.
Yeah.
Where he's basically just like I guess talking about like finding his purpose, maybe.
I like listened to it, like I said, I listened to it kind of like once fully through.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that this was not a song
Oh.
until I thought it was the first part of Scoop, honestly. Like I didn't
Oh, yeah, yeah.
realize that it was its
Well,
own part.
It does transition into Scoop, I think. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
it does transition, yeah. It's fine. I mean, I don't really care for interludes that much, but like he wants to put it on there. He's the content creator. Go off, sis.
Yeah.
Then there's Scoop featuring Dojicat. What do you think?
It was a bop. I liked it.
Yeah, it's a vibe. Like, it's not one of my favorites, but I don't skip it. That's for sure.
Yeah, I was bopping to it like I would bop to, I wouldn't say it doesn't have the same vibe as Industry Baby, but I was like, oh yeah, I could bop to this. I agree that it's
Yeah.
also not like my favorite on the album, but it's a bop. I wouldn't skip it either.
Yeah, I think and then okay, so we'll talk about so this is the first feature that we're going to talk about because Industry Baby was with Jack Harlow, but this is featuring Doja Cat Scoop. What did you think of Doja Cat on the track? Do you listen to a lot of Doja Cat? I don't think you do.
I don't listen to a lot of Doja Cat, so I don't really know
Yeah.
about, is it a girl, right?
Yeah, Doja Cat is a girl, yes.
Okay, see,
I
I
mean,
don't
that
know a lot
name-
about Doja Cat, so
That name it doesn't really have a gender, so yeah, I can tell that you might be a little like, what is it?
yeah, so I don't know a lot of what she does and like what her music is, so I mean,
Yeah.
I thought it was fine in this one particular song, but I don't know about what else she does.
I will say that I really like Doja Cat and her recent album. I do love a lot. I will send you the album because I think that has a couple good songs. The song "Kiss Me More" is probably the best song she'll ever make. I don't know if that's true because I don't know if she's done making music, but I think it's the best song she'll ever make, and it's amazing. And I listen to it all the time, and it gets me going.
Rock
I would
hard.
fuck to that song. Oh, I mean,
We kind of went in the
energy.
same, yeah. We kind of went in the
Same
same
energy.
direction there. Mm.
But it's so like it's such a seductive song. Anyway, not my fantasies about the bedroom.
Tell me
yes.
about it.
It's not so Scoop isn't my favorite song. It's fun, but the feature I don't like. It's not my favorite feature. I'm sorry, Doja. I do love you, Doja.
Okay.
Not that you listen to this podcast, or maybe she's our number one fan. Who knows?
Oh
Not
no!
my favorite.
Okay.
So then we get to One of Me featuring Elton John, and I have something to say about this, but I'll let you go first.
Okay, well, I think this is one of the ones where I would probably need to listen to it again because either it didn't make enough of an impression on me for me to remember what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say that. I don't really know. I would have to listen to it again.
Yes. So, I'll pull up the lyrics. But what I will say first about the feature, it featured Elton John. Now, I was like, oh my God, here we go. I want to hear Elton, because Elton John, famous musician, famous gay man, famous HIV activist, a lot of music, historic, been around for decades. And then most recently that I know, he was featured on Lady Gaga's album. I love that song that he was featured on. I was like, oh my God, I wonder what this is going to be like. He doesn't sing on the whole song. He doesn't sing.
Then what is his feature? Is it like a
I think
music?
I think he helped write it and he played the piano for it.
Oh, I see.
Because Lil Nas, prior to the release, had a clip of him with Elton John as like a publicity thing.
Right.
And he was said to be on the album, but he doesn't sing. And I was like, Elton John's like this. Yeah, he's an amazing pianist, obviously. He does a lot of piano work on his songs. But I was like, he's an amazing singer. Give me a vocal. Nothing. But beyond that, which really made me sad.
Oh.
I think it's definitely one of the slower bops. It's nice. The lyrics are good. I think it's about I don't remember honestly. Because okay, I'll be honest, I don't remember, but I think it's about him coming to terms with who he is, maybe. I don't want to say the wrong thing, so I'm just like skimming over the lyrics. Oh, okay. I got it. I think it's about him being like maybe not fitting in in his like music community, or like trying to
Hmm.
find like a space for him in the music community. Um, this is one of the verses. Say you one of me, say you need the validation. Tell me that you think you won't top your last creation. Word on the block is you fell off, and I'm just saying, if it ain't Old Town Road, Lil Nazi ain't playing. Blah 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 blah. Where the fuck is that? Or maybe people think that he was gonna be washed up after Old Town Road, but now he's giving us like everything. I don't know. I'll have to
I'm
re-listen to
skimming through the
this.
lyrics as well.
Yeah.
Use a meme, use a joke. Oh
Yeah,
no.
I am. Um,
Well, anyway, like I said,
anyway, yeah,
I don't think this one made too much of an impression on me because I don't remember it very well. So
right. Next is I feel like the next couple ones are a little hazy on me. Lost in the Citadel. Do you know what that is?
I don't know the meaning of what Lost in the Citadel is.
But the
But
song,
I
do you like
do
it?
this one in particular. I remember like I was bopping to it. I was vibing, and I looked at my phone. I was like, which one is this? I was like, oh, it's Lost in the Citadel.
Yes.
So this one did make an impression on me because I remember specifically looking at my phone to be like, what is this one? So I vibed with this one. I felt it.
I yeah, I did as well. I think this is better than One of Me, which is the one we just talked about. I
I
think yeah,
agree.
this is one of the slower jams again. We're starting to hit the slower jam section of the album. Um, it's it's pretty nice. I'm not gonna go off on the meaning because we want to get through all these, but I think this is very nice, solid song.
Yeah.
Will suggest. And now it's time for Dollar Sign Slime
Hmm.
featuring Megan Thee Stallion. Did you like it? Did you live?
Um. Hmm. So
Hmm.
I mean, from my point of view, I again I don't really know what this would be classified as. I felt it was more of like a rap type song, and that's not really my jam usually.
Hmm.
So I would say it's not the highest on my list, but again I probably wouldn't skip it. I would just listen to it.
Right. I lived.
I lived.
I lived. At first, I didn't. At first, I really didn't like the song. I just liked the Megan verse. And what I will say is, Megan gets one verse, I think, on the song, and then she harmonizes with him on the chorus. Her verse is. I lived for
I
her verse
lived.
immediately, because I was like, I love Megan, so let me see what she does. And she has this one line, yeah, damn, watching me gotta turn you on. I should have my own category in porn.
Bless.
I was like, I was like that. Yes, you should. That is legit. That just fucking. I don't know. I
Rocked your
lived.
world.
Yeah, and then I didn't really like. I really didn't like Lil Nas's rest of it at first, but then I kept listening to it, and I was like, you know what? I'm kind of living, and then I really lived
Hmm.
for it. I don't know what the fuck dollar sign slime means. Also, it sounds nasty. It
Oh,
sounds like you picked up some like raggedy wet bills at a strip club, but I don't know, but I loved it. I
wow.
lived. Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll have to listen to it. Like I said, I only listened to it in full once.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
my first impression of it was like, I was like, okay, like it's not usually my jam, so, but we'll see. Maybe I'll listen to it again. Okay.
Yeah, this is not a judgment zone, don't worry. We
Yeah,
can like and dislike different things. We contain multitudes.
yeah. Everything's a
Yeah.
spectrum.
Spectrum Mobile.
Is that is
Isn't
that
that a
like is that like
mobile?
T-Mobile?
A Spectrum Mobile, isn't that like some sort of like internet service?
I don't know. I've never heard of that.
Moving on. Tales of Domenica. Dominica?
Okay, so I will say I vibed with this one as well. Um, Kind of
Yes.
like Lost in the Citadel. I think I liked Tales of Dominica a little bit better than Lost in the
Yes.
Citadel, but I was vibing with it. I was like, ooh, solid
Yeah,
track.
I think it's solid. Definitely, again, one of those slower bops. Um, like sometimes you're angry, sometimes you're hurting, sometimes you're all alone, sometimes I'm anxious, sometimes it makes me feel like there's only now. Can't go running back home to face. I can't face her. I'm wondering if he's talking about his mom again,
Mm,
or maybe like or some other idealized woman in his life that he respects, not his mom, obviously. But I think it's so nice.
yeah, it's very
Like,
nice. I enjoyed this one.
yeah, it's very sweet. Then we have Sun Goes Down, which we already discussed. We really liked.
Bless.
And then we have Void.
Mm,
Let me hear it for Void. Let me hear it.
So
You're
yeah,
about to break my heart.
what?
Oh, I thought you were gonna be like, this is awful.
It's a terrible. No, like I said, I wouldn't put it at the top of my list, but I wouldn't put it at the bottom either. I would say it was like pretty solidly in the middle. It's obviously a very feelsy song, and I like me some bops, honestly.
Yeah. In case anyone
But I
has
loved
tracked
what?
this. No, go on. You loved.
I loved the message of the whole thing, but
Yes.
in terms of like I said, I like to bop.
Yeah.
So I was like, this one is too feelsy for me. So like I said, I kind of put it in the middle somewhere.
Yeah. If for viewers and listeners who haven't tracked this, Matt doesn't like sadness.
I don't.
Matt doesn't like experiencing sadness or reading about sadness or emotions, like, those sad emotions.
No, but I love Sun Goes Down, though. So
exactly, but I think that's more kind of upbeat, especially in the context of the music video, because he's speaking to his younger self.
that's true. Also, it was a little bit more of a bop, I'd say, than Void.
Oh yeah. I've been trying to get Matt to read They Both Die at the End. He refuses to.
I don't want to read it because they both die at the end. I want me some good books where they don't die and everything's happy. I want a happy ending.
Oh, quick, same. I wish. Too bad my body's gonna give out before I get one.
Ah!
Quick aside. Remember a couple episodes ago? I don't know when. We were talking about gay books.
Yeah.
And I was like, I really want a queer, not just a gay book, but a queer book that is from like an adult or older queer person's perspective. Because I was talking about how in Barnes & Noble, if you go like the queer section, it's all these like young adult graphic novel, very colorful books about coming out in teenage years. Bitch, I'm so stupid. I was saying that as right behind me, not now because I moved it because it's on my nightstand, I have a book that's about a gay older man. Like a man in his like late 40s or some shit, gay, about his life. And I was like, I'm such a stupid whore.
I'm a whore.
I'm such a stupid whore. So back to Void. I love Void. I think it's great. I love the more feelsy songs, obviously. I do love to bop too. I do love to bop. But I love Void. I also love he says hodo, hodo, hodo a lot in the song.
Right.
I thought it was Hodor at first.
Hodor?
I was like, is this some weird Game of
Hold
Thrones
the door?
reference I'm not getting?
Lil Nas
then,
referencing Game of Thrones in his song.
Also, I don't know what Hodo is. I don't know if if that's just a sound he's making, because sometimes artists will just make sounds like la or meh. So I don't know
Look
if
at
it's
the lyrics.
but I don't like when artists do that.
Why?
Like, I don't like when artists go like la 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 la. I don't know. I like if I want like musical sounds from a person singing, I'll listen to a cappella. But if I want like lyrics, I want lyrics. I want words, mama.
Okay, bitch.
Words. But I still love the song. It's still a great song. It's actually in like my top echelon of songs. So, drag me to hell and back, but
Say hi to Satan. Right, just like Montero.
Trapped in a lonely loner life looking for love where I'm denied. Like that, I mean, that's layered, I'm sure, as both a queer person and a person of color, but also just like that is deep.
Yeah, so this is where, like I said, I do like the feelsy songs as well. I don't hate all sadness. Like, That's What I Want, for example. Well, I guess it was kind of the music video that was more sad in that one. But yeah, That's What I Want is definitely a more feelsy song, and it's more of a bop, so I think I vibe with it a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, I love like, oh blue, I wrote for you to say I'm gonna run away from home. Oh blue, I love you too, but today I'm gonna run away from home. I was like, blue, what is that? And I was like, blue is in the color of like, more like sadness, pensive feelings. Or was it from Love, Simon,
no!
the kid's name Blue?
That's what I was thinking.
And I was like, is this a reference to Love, Simon?
Oh my god, please. If it was a reference to Love, Simon, I would just like laugh. That's hilarious.
Because like, Call Me By Your Name, everyone thinks of, besides the song, the book and film, Call Me By Your Name, which is a queer, story. And then Blue, because when I look at the lyrics, Blue is capitalized like a proper noun. And I'm like, is he fucking talking about Love, Simon?
Is he if he is, honestly, good for him.
Honestly, yeah, it's fine. But I'm like, because it says, oh, Blue, I wrote for you, and the whole fucking movie is about him writing to... Whatever, girl. Whatever. We're gonna move on. I'm over it.
I really hope it is, honestly, now, because I was just reading the lyrics just now. I was like, oh, before you even said it, I was like, he's saying, "Oh, blue." Is that a Love Simon
Yeah.
reference?
You know what? If we ever have him on the podcast, we can ask, but that'll never happen.
Woo!
So next is "Don't Want It."
Yes.
What'd you think?
Um, again, I think I may have to re-listen to it, but I remember vibing with it.
Yeah.
I think I have to listen to it again though.
I think he said that this song was the first and last song that he worked on for the album.
Oh.
So that's neat. And I'm pretty sure it's about well, part of the song is are clips, audio clips of him like winning awards or like, there's part of it where like #1 song is like Montero, Call Me by Your Name or whatever by Lil Nas X. And I think I'm assuming the song's about, sort of like fame or I guess what he's doing now with all of his fame or like how he's experiencing life with fame. I'm not too sure. It's not one of my favorites.
Okay.
But, this is one I might skip, to be honest, but maybe I should just listen to it. Maybe I'll like it. Who knows?
Yeah. I like all of these I kind of have to like give a re-listen to.
Is this the song where he's like, I want to see a dick?
What? Don't want it?
I'm sorry. No. What's the song? Yeah, one of the songs, he's like, there's a lyric. He's like, blah, 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 blah. I want to see your dick or something. And I was like, you know what? This might just save the whole song for me. Maybe it's not this one.
I don't see that lyric in here, but I think he does talk about going down to ride Satan at some point.
Well, I mean, who wouldn't? Oh yes, next. Probably my favorite song on the album, or at least the favorite in my feel song, is Life After Salem.
Oh, wow.
I think I brought this up to you and you were like, I have to listen to it again. Did you listen? Did you live?
Like I said, I only listened to most of them once. I don't think this one particularly stood out to me, so.
Well, okay.
R.I.P.
work, fine.
Well, no, tell me why. You said it's your favorite? Tell me why it's your favorite.
I think because the lyrics are great.
Okay.
I do love a moody song. I do love the guitar, especially at the end. The guitar really picks up. It's obviously not a rap song. It's very much just him kind of singing, and it's more of a vocal track, and that guitar in the background really accompanies it. But the lyrics are just, why don't you just take what you want from me? I think you should just take what you want and leave.
Oh, you know what? I remember listening to this now.
I mean,
looking at the words again.
Get yourself an Adderall and throw me up against the wall, and kick me when I have to crawl. Oh, I love it when you show no love at all.
Oh.
Like being in whether it's physically or emotionally abusive, I'm assuming, relationship, and then, I can be your part-time lover, our scars that dance with each other. So being with someone who's not really they're not really together, it's more just like either a hookup thing, or I read this as, I was very much reading, he's with someone who's still in the closet, or they're both still in the closet.
Mm-hmm.
And they're both, dealing with either issues of race or queer identity, so they're scarred, but they both are scarred in the same way, so they vibe with each other, but it's clearly not a healthy relationship. And I don't know,
and you vibe with it.
I really
are you trying to tell me something?
Yeah, I'm in an abusive no,
with
I would
me
never joke
abusive relationship with me. Okay.
No, I would never joke about that, and I'm not. I'm with a very lovely man who does not abuse me, only when I want to be abused.
Oh, we get that power. Just like we talked about in that one book.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes. Ocean Vuong's book. If you haven't read it, you should. He's about to release another book. I have to get it. Another poetry book, I think.
Oh.
All right. Well, let's give the children what they want. The last song, that is "Am I Dreaming," featuring Hannah Montana.
I loved it. I love this one.
I live too.
I
think this is probably the strongest feature on the album. I do love Megan, but the rest of $sign Slime didn't do it for me. But this song, both Lil Nas's parts and Hannah Montana. Miss Miley, really, they really served it.
Oh, I loved it. I'm wondering that. So, There was this one TikTok that Lil Nas.
Oh no.
See, this is where I'm like, where's the timeline here? So when did he make this song with Miley? Was she already featured in this prior to this TikTok? So Lil Nas had a TikTok where he dressed as Hannah Montana, and he's like, this is every Hannah Montana episode ever, and he like pulls off the wig, and he's like, I'm Hannah Montana, and it's him dressed as like,
yeah.
and then Miley responds to it in another TikTok, like reacting to it. And then Lil Nas comments on that video and says like, "Oh my God, I love you," or something like that. And I was like, "Oh, he like, Lil Nas looks up to Miley Cyrus probably." But then I saw this feature and I was like, "Well, were they already working together? What was the timeline? Was it after this TikTok where they were like, come be on my album? Like, what was the timeline?"
I'd like to think she saw it, they vibed, and then they did the song afterwards.
Yeah, I would love that.
Because it's less performative that way.
Yeah.
And I saw a quote by her, I think, about the album. She's like, "Oh, I'm so happy for you. Like, I loved working with you, baby," or some shit like that. I was like, "Oh, that's so sweet." As for the lyrics, I think they're lovely.
But yeah, I live for this one. I lived.
The chorus when they're both singing, "Oh, never forget me and everything I've done. Oh, never forget me," like your favorite song. These thoughts I thought while sinking down. Oh, never forget me and everything I've done. It's just lovely. I think it's a great way to end the album. I think it's sort of like tranquil, ease out. Because because obviously when you start the album with like "Calling by Your Name," you're starting on a very big note.
Yeah.
So to have it kind of fade out on this very like kind of just acoustic-y sounding, very swaying back and forth sound, I loved it.
I vibed.
So, we've reached the end of the album.
Oh God, I'm gonna have to sneeze. Oh God.
Bless you preemptively.
Maybe I'll be fine. Maybe. I'm fine for now.
Okay, so best and worst. What's the best song for you right now? It can change, don't worry. Top song.
Probably That's What I Want. I think I said it before. That's what I want.
Okay.
I was vibing with it. That's my best one.
What do you think is the absolute garbage shit, bottom of the barrel, shouldn't have released its song?
I don't think any of them are you should not have released
fine.
this.
What's your least favorite at the time? What's your least favorite?
For now, I'm gonna say for now because like I said, I only listened to it once through. For now, the ones that didn't make as much of an impression on me were One of Me. Let me read through the rest of them. Don't Want It and Life After Salem. I say those three didn't resonate with me as much on my first go through, but I will see again when I listen to them again.
You have to pick one right now.
I can't pick one right now. I don't even remember what One of Me sounds like, honestly.
Just guess.
All right, since I don't remember what One of Me even sounds like, I'm going to say that one for now.
All right, I will say that I have to pick one because I made that rule just now, I guess.
Yeah, you enforced it on me. Enforce it on yourself now.
Life After Salem's the best.
Okay.
And I think my least favorite... we're not going to count Art of Realization because it's not a song.
Yeah, you don't count that one.
I think it's Don't Want It. Like,
okay.
I'm not feeling it. But if we were to separate out the bops from the slow emotional jams, obviously my favorite emotional jam is Life After Salem. And my favorite bop, I mean, I think it might be $Slime or Montero. I don't know. We'll have to reconvene later and then discuss further when you have a better grasp on the song.
Oh, I'm gonna grasp it, not just the songs either.
And now just a quick little. I just want to talk quickly. What time are we at, sweetie?
We're good. Well, we're at like 43 minutes. So whenever you want to do.
Quick little thing about the marketing presentation of the album as a whole. So just to give a quick recap of what happened. Lil Nas drops Calling by Your Name at some undetermined time a while ago. I don't know. Has that great music video. Loved it. Live it. Die for it.
Die for it.
And then, you have Sun Goes Down at some point. Loved it. Live for it. But then you have the whole, in the meantime, the whole blood sneaker shoe lawsuit thing, which builds up to Industry Baby. And he has the clip of him going to like court and then leads right into Industry Baby, where he's in prison. And then there's like a lapse in time. And then as we get closer, you get a couple things. You get pregnant Lil Nas. And then you get the billboards he made,
Oh my
the
god.
graphics for the billboards he made, where it's
Gay?
like, yeah, you might be like, what is it? You might
Entitled to
be
financial compensation.
financial compensation, yeah,
Gay.
gay. And then, of course, you had some of the clips with him and Elton. And then, of course, right before you get to his drop, he goes into labor, and then gives birth to the album. And of course, there's the album art itself, which he said is it's I don't remember the exact inspiration, but it's based on an actual painting of some sort.
hmm
And the fact that from top to bottom, the album art transitions directly into the album art again, so it's
Yeah.
like one continuous sort of thing. Uh, we can talk about any of those components, but what I really want to talk about is this is a black queer artist that kind of started in like the rap country, but is now expanding to like a bunch of genres, releasing an album whose cover art and whose content are extremely gay.
Hell yeah.
Um, I mean, his cover art is like this fantasy, whimsical, foresty, butterflies everywhere, and he's literally floating down it completely naked.
Yep.
And most of his songs, or at least not most of his songs, but most of his songs deal with either like sex or like feelings of like either struggle or repression, which you could ascribe to his queerness, his race in America, or any number of things. So like it's a very emotional, very personal album, and he has that great album art. Like, what the fuck?
What?
Like that's amazing.
Very the whole thing is just so iconic
It's
because
just oh
I think it's iconic for so many different reasons. This is the first time, at least from my perspective, that I've seen a queer artist, any queer artist, not just a black queer artist, any queer artist, express themselves as much as Lil Nas did in this entire album through any of their songs at all. Like, I know we have other queer artists out there, Troye Sivan, etc. But this is the first time I think I've seen it expressed in this way. And I think that's amazing. And the fact that it's a POC queer artist as well, I'm just like, yes, we need more of this in this industry and in media in general. Give it to me.
yes. Give it to me now.
Give it to me. I'm all about it.
I think specifically for, let's say, because you mentioned other queer artists, for someone who's like you, who is queer, obviously, I mean,
obviously. I mean, we're on a podcast called What's in the Gays Thing.
I mean, you know, new episodes every about Tuesday. Follow and like us on our podcast platforms. But for someone who's like you, who's a little, this is not to shade you, a little less tapped into queer artists than someone like me, maybe.
Okay, mood.
Just a little less, you know. For this queer artist and this type of music, more like pop rap, R&B-ish music, to permeate to get to you is pretty, it's an achievement for him. Because, like, you know, me being a little closer to the queer artist content, I see a lot of other queer artists as well. But I will say, of course, none have the level of fame that he has.
Yeah.
Like Elton John, obviously gay, but he's kind of from a different time. And obviously, he's probably, in my opinion, the most celebrated queer artist living right now. I'm gonna. Oh wait, all right, that would be tentative because I'm not thinking of all the queer artists, but I'm pretty sure I would say that that's true. But right now, there's no queer artist bigger than Lil Nas, and he is one of the biggest, you know, people of color artists right now.
Right.
And I think, for that to permeate to you just shows how widespread he really is, as opposed to other artists that are queer artists that are doing great things, like Troye Sivan, like Muna, or I think it's Muna, yeah, Muna. People like, oh God, why don't I remember any of my gays?
I mean, that, you know, that's just talking about queer male artists too. I mean, there's also.
Oh, Muna, lesbians and bisexuals and
non-binaries.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was gonna say, you know, even Lady Gaga, for example, is, I believe, bisexual.
She's on the spectrum, I think.
She's on the spectrum. Yeah, she's been around forever too, and you know, she does her amazing, you know, expressions as well.
Yes.
This is the first time, though, I believe, a queer male, at least from what I've been able to see in modern media.
Right. Yeah. That's the caveat here.
Yeah.
It's what you saw in representation, because you're not sleuthing it out. So for it to reach you at this level is pretty impressive.
Heck yeah.
Especially because he did not become popular as a queer artist. Let's just put that out there. I think if he had started with this, he would not be at the level he is.
Oh yeah,
Which is sad, which is completely not how it should be. But I think it was smart of him, whether it was an actual decision or whether it just happened naturally, to the music he released first wasn't like as not in your face, but it wasn't as it wasn't as tantalizing, but it wasn't as obvious what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
And Old Town Road is it's great, but like it's not, in my opinion, the same level as specific or as obvious as the songs on this album. So
oh yeah.
I wish he could have done what he did, releasing this album first, but I'm happy he didn't, because I'm afraid that it wouldn't have gone the same.
Probably not. Like, reaching the level that he reached with Old Town Road and, the songs in between. I think there was a couple of songs in between.
Yeah, he's had like little EPs here and there. What's that song that I really liked that I showed you and that you kind of liked? It's on the album, It's on the EP 7.
Is it Panini?
Not Panini, but yes, Panini. Closure. Closure you like.
Oh, yeah.
I think that is about him being gay. I think he's also said it's about him being gay. But I think this is where he really had to release his shit.
His shit? Release it.
He had to release his shit here, and he released it big. He released it beautifully. I think it's lovely. When I say 7 out of 10, it's not like a diss to not get 100. No one can get 100 with me because I don't think they exist.
Yeah, because you're a twat.
I think no art is perfect, and that's good. I don't want perfect art. I don't.
I do. I want perfect art.
Okay, fine. So really, let's say 10 is unattainable. So really, it's like starting at 9. So really, the 70 is more like an 80.
No. Okay.
Shh. This is my topic. I'm leading the podcast. I decide the rules.
God,
anything else you want to add? Anything else you want to add before we sign off?
No, I think we're at a good point here. Like I said, I loved it. I'm going to listen to it again all the way through. Yeah. But bless Lil Nas for, doing the great deed of making queer expression more accessible and more widespread. I loved it.
Yeah, we will reconvene at a later date, a couple episodes down the line maybe, and just have a little couple-minute conversation about how you feel about it then, and how I feel about it then.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, so you can find us a lot of places. The Corner, for one thing. I'm working The Corner. This is the What Do the Gays Think podcast. It is on all podcasting platforms. We usually link to Spotify on our Twitter, WDTGT Podcast, but it's also on Apple Podcasts and anywhere you can get them. Follow the Twitter, like I just mentioned, because you can get all the updates. And then we come out roughly every Tuesday if Matt is not busy. But it's it'll be that week. There's always one a week. So whatever. And then you can get us on YouTube as well. So like, comment, subscribe, follow. You just get to know us, comment, ask us questions. And then of course we do stream. We're actually streaming more than ever recently, I feel like.
Yeah, we're Twitch affiliates now.
We're Twitch affiliates. What do the gamers think? GAYMERS. So find us there. We try to stream every Friday at least.
Yeah.
Right now we're in a Sea of Thieves moment, but this Thursday Diablo 2 Resurrected comes out.
Hey.
So Sea of Thieves will definitely be continued. I love the game, obviously, but we may also throw in Diablo 2 Resurrected into the mix just because we got to give John our love.
Oh yeah, our friend John has been working on the game Diablo 2 Resurrected, so we're obviously going to play that game.
And as I've said before, huge fan. Played the original, burned my computer down with it. So follow us at all of our podcasting platform ideas, podcast, Spotify, YouTube, whatever I just said. Do that all again and tell your friends.
Yes,
tell your mother.
And tell your mother if she would be accepting of us. And lastly, we do have What Do the Gays Think merch now on our Redbubble. Oh my
god, right. Oh my god, yes.
Oh my god, on our Redbubble. The link is in the description of the podcast episode or the YouTube video. Go ahead and take a look and see if you want to buy any of our lovely merch. And that'll be it.
I totally forgot.
Yeah, and we're giving away one piece of our merch for free to one of our long-standing fans.
I know, and hopefully she makes a little post about it so she can get us more street cred. So, that was it. I'm, as I said, the first gay, and also just wet for this album, Pat?
I guess I'm the second gay, and I shit myself right now.
Okay.
No.
Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye.